had a bit of a rough start this morning. I woke up feeling really angry, irritable, annoyed, flustered. Quite literally all the red emotions one could feel, I was feeling. I'm not sure if you've experienced this before, but you know those states of being where quite literally what anybody does gets on your nerves? Well, mine definitely felt like that, but it felt times 100. So it felt extra intense and overwhelming. And it definitely did not have the best impact on those around me, and I don't blame them. And what the most frustrating part is, I don't recognize it when I'm in the moment, because I definitely do feel blinded by the intensity of the emotions that I am experiencing. But after the fact, I feel very guilty and embarrassed and angry and frustrated and annoyed with myself. All the feelings that I felt towards other people and how them simply being who they are was annoying me turns, and I feel all those emotions towards myself. So anyways, typically when I'm feeling this way, I tend to beat myself up for a while. And while I did that for a little bit while I was driving, I want to make sure I'm doing my due diligence to not let it affect the rest of my day, because that's also a common thread, that when I experience dense emotions, I allow them to affect the trajectory of the rest of my day. And I don't want that to be the case today, because I have a few things planned for myself and I deserve to experience joy regardless of how I was feeling this morning. Like a complete 180 from who I really am. I do not enjoy being in this state of being. It's very odd and it's not productive whatsoever. And while I do feel quite embarrassed because my actions did and do continue to affect those around me, especially when I'm in these states, I show myself grace, because I'm also not going to get anywhere if I beat myself up for it. So long story short, I decided to lean into my free will to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. I decided to leave the house because I knew that if I were to have stayed in the environment, I would have continued to just felt trapped and triggered. So then I was like, okay, let's go to the gym. But then I thought to myself, I don't want to be trapped in a building. I kind of want to be outside. So I was like, okay, let's go hike Badger Mountain. But then I thought to myself a little bit more and I was like, I'm not sure if Badger Mountain's really the move for me right now. And then the idea of coming to hike Candy Mountain popped into my head. And so now we are here. I've never done this trail before, so that's another reason why I feel pretty excited to take on this journey. Because 1, it'll be new. 2, I get to move my body, and 3, I get to be outside. With that all being said, let's go do it. You guys can hear me, but I decided to change paths, because don't get me wrong, the first path, I'm out of breath. The first path was really beautiful, nice and serene, but I'm looking a little bit more for a workout, you know? Well, I saw this path that goes literally just straight up. This is the down of it, and straight down. Well, now I'm out of breath, but I think it's fine. I know it's fine, because I did say I wanted more of a workout, and then when I come down, it'll be more of a serene, calm, relaxing walk. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Oh, man. Anyways, okay. Here we are. Trying to get that booty. Trying to get that booty workout, you know what I mean? Okay, see you at the top. Made it to the top. Yay, we did it. Okay, we're back in the car, and in all honesty, I feel like I did a 180 from the beginning of when I started this video to now. And I'm sure you can probably notice a difference as well. I feel much more lively and upbeat, more of myself, which in all honesty is the goal when you lean into the things that bring you joy. The hope is that they always bring you back home to yourself. So again, to reiterate, I'm very proud of myself that I took the initiative to take care of myself, that I prioritized, the time to take care of myself. The trail itself felt like it took a little bit longer than the Badger Mountain Trail. That could also be because I was kind of anticipating the walk down because of how cold it was. The wind was really bitter, so it felt like glass was hitting my cheeks and my hands because I was silly and didn't bring gloves. Also, with the air being so cold and dry, my nose was burning. And then you have mocos that you have to continuously wipe along the way. I will say, compared to Badger Mountain, this hike is more of a gradual incline, whereas Badger Mountain's kind of like sort of thing. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I definitely found moments where I was starting to spiral, where I would start talking not very nicely to myself and ruminating on what I could have done and should have done differently. But when those thoughts would pop up, I'd kind of just take a step back, take a deep breath, and remind myself that I'm human and emotions are simply energy in motion. I'd also affirm myself that I'm not a bad person. And while I'm not proud of how I carried myself this morning, I'm continuously learning how to better manage my emotions and how to just be a better person. Throughout the entire walk, I was very mindful of showing myself grace and compassion because those two feelings are very important, especially when you have a tendency to feel guilty and embarrassed and angry with yourself for not being perfect. So the rest of the day is going to consist of me going back home, making myself some brekkie, and then we'll see where the day takes us. So please continue to join me on this beautiful day of learning and growing and trial and error and figuring it out and making mistakes. Okay, let's go.